Hello everyone, welcome back to our tutorial series for Stellaris. So when we left off, we had just finished making our species, and now we are ready to start the game. So here we just have a little blurb about our ascent into the space age. And yeah, it's nice. And again, you get to see who you are, really, what your ethics are, your traits. Your capital planet, your type of travel, your species, and your current ruler, and your government. So let us begin. So right off the bat, we're going to want to pick our research options. And we can do that either by clicking up here or by pressing F6 on your keyboard. Or you can also click these buttons as they appear. So for physics, we are going to get, these options are randomized, by the way, so you may not always get the same ones when you start. These are not great options, but I suppose we can go with the solar panel network just to get 3 extra credits. And credits are your energy. You need a certain amount to operate your various buildings and your stations and your ships, your fleets, your armies. Credits are needed for pretty much everything you do. And this solar panel network will let us build a solar panel on our military, on our spaceport, and that'll give us those 3 credits that we spend on it back. It's not great, but I didn't like the other options either. So here we have a few better options now. I think I will go with, I'll just go with the New Worlds Protocol. This will let you colonize other planets, which is obviously a big part of the game. We don't really need to do it yet, but it'll be good to get out of the way, because it does take 68 months. Now here, I think we'll just go with the ion thrusters. They help with maneuvers or some sort. Next up, let's go to our planet. Clicking here on your outliner will let you see all your planets that you are in control of. And this one is our homeworld. You have various tabs. The planet summary will let you know how much of a food surplus you have, which is important for the pop growth. These are your pops, and the more food you have, the faster they will grow. And since we want them to grow as fast as possible, let us get another hydroponics farm going immediately. It's not too important because each little bit only gives you an additional 0.1 growth per month, which I'll show you shortly, but every bit helps. Okay, next I'm going to take my army fleet, and I'm just going to go to a few planets real quick using the warp drive, and just touch on them, just visit them real quick. Now, the point of that is just to simply get our bearings, determine if there's anything dangerous that our science ship should avoid. Now your science ship, right here, is going to be surveying these systems. So we're going to start surveying the system. Just right click on the sun, or actually any planet will do as well, or when you go out into your map mode, by the way, which you press M to do, you can do it in this mode. So after our initial solar system, hold shift and survey a different one, and then that will queue it up in the order. Okay, so we're ready to unpause the game. Here we're going at normal speed. You can pause and unpause by pressing the spacebar. Now we can also increase or decrease the speed using the plus and minus buttons. You can go up to fastest, which, as you can see, the days are going by really quick. Or you can go back to normal. You can also go very slow. I guess if you want to. I don't know why you would want to go on the slowest. Maybe if you want to watch a battle up close. Slowly. Let's go on fast for now. So our attack swarm. Oh, that was nice. So there on our map, we just saw that this was a planet that contained four mineral deposits. So we're going to take a construction worker and build a mine on here. And that will give us an additional 4 minerals per month, which is really good. That's actually not too often that you'll get something that good. So just 4 minerals on one planet. Usually there are 2. So our attack swarm is doing its job. Just making sure nothing too scary is going to be waiting for our science ship out here. And it'll also get us a head start on this. First time you encounter aliens, you will need to investigate them. And it said that our situation log has been updated. So that is our F5 key right there. And we are able to, we are able to investigate it using our research scientist. So if we click research, it'll start investigating when we unpause. And our colony ship is on hold for now. However, that does not mean we are losing the research that could have been done instead. We are actually storing it. You see it says stored 0 there? It will store up, and then the research will go twice as fast when it resumes and use up that stored research. Okay, so that was interesting. Let's go see what it was. Okay, that is dangerous. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hostile fleet.
Damn. And we get our first taste of misery. They just changed it so that that was unfortunate. They just changed it so the emergency FTL, instead of taking 10 days, now takes 30.
Construction complete.
Basically making sure you do not survive if you get attacked by something strong. Well, that sucked. Let's go to our spaceport and build 1 Corvette. We had 3, now we have none. So we know this is a good place to not go to. That was really bad. And that does not often happen. It doesn't often happen that space amoebas will be, those are space amoebas, that they will be so close to where you come in that you don't have time to get away.
Anomaly found.
Awful. Okay, so our science ship has found an anomaly. It just found something strange while surveying, and it's telling us it could fail by 30%, but it's only a level 1 anomaly. But it looks interesting. So let's try it, let's research. Knowing our luck so far, it'll fail and our scientists will die, but
Construction complete.
hopefully that will not happen. Okay. So this guy is going to continue his trip that his precursors attempted and brutally failed. That was disappointing. But yes, so now if we look at our credits up here, we are down to 3 per month, which is, you know, it's not bad, we're not in the red, but we probably want to get it up a little higher. So we can go over here and build this mining station. Now that'll give us an additional 1 credit per month. It says 2, but it's going to cost 1 to just have the mining station there. So it helps the timing.
Project complete.
Darn space amoebas. yeah, so we can issue a special project about it to observe them, or to basically attempt to destroy them. Which that's not the only bunch of space it gives. It's basically will just give you weapons, but I think we can get it anyways for this. And since we're not a murderous people, I don't think we're individualists. We're gonna study them.
Situation log updated.
All right. So it's been about 12 months, and we haven't even finished surveying our first system. That's how. That's about the scale of this game. Alright, so we recovered an artifact, so we discovered the anomaly successfully. We didn't die, and that will give us this quest stream. So this is the precursors. Basically, long ago, there was an advanced civilization called the Arassian Concordat. Okay? And a million years ago, they were powerful. The people who came before changes from game to game, so that's this game's. That's interesting.
Situation log updated.
And now our situation log is updated with this quest line. It doesn't come into play yet, so we don't need to worry about it. This we can research because it's there. Okay, onwards we have in F4 we have our space designs. I have it to auto best. You can actually customize it yourself with various things. Currently we only have fission
Situation
log.
log updated.
And okay, we have another alien that has been discovered. So let's see what it is. Okay, it's further away. This is aggressive though, it's very aggressive. It'll attempt to get you, but we should get it quick enough. Currently we can investigate things at the same time for whatever reason. I think that's a bug, but might as well use it while we got it. So people are still doing their flights, but yeah, you can just customize your ships as you get more parts, as you discover them through engineering. And you'll get different types of ships as well, the further you go into the game. In F3, we have our, what's the official name for it? The Contacts tab. You can see the other empires that you've discovered. You can see other species within empires, within their own primitive civilizations. You can see their traits and all that, and how many pops they have. So that's quite useful for, well, to communicate with the other empires.
Special project complete.
Fascinating. Mad at the space amoebas. Let's pause that. It's another void cloud, or beta alien, currently. That's fine. That's interesting. But they're a little more rare than, like, the other species. Okay. So unpause that. Here in your F2, you have your planets and sectors. It'll list all your planets and then followed by your sectors later on in the game when you get them. Because you can only control a certain amount of planets. You have to put them in sectors and not control them directly. So it'll tell you a lot of different stats about like how much income they're making. Okay. In the next part, you have your leaders. So you can recruit your scientists
System survey complete.
and other leaders for influence. And influence is very important, and you want to get good leaders that do things that you want. This guy would be good for surveying. Go get him. And get another science ship soon. Just because he's young as well. Because, again, they do die eventually. Okay, so Tier Batna has finally been fully observed. almost a year and a half in. Now they are over here with the next system. I can also queue up, oh geez, I don't even know what I can queue up over here, I guess, because there's so many hostiles. This means that we've encountered a hostile, and we probably shouldn't send our defenseless side ship over there. More space amoebas. Darn things. So yeah, this is great to recruit. You can see what you have. And so that's this tab, and your governors and admirals and generals as well. Here are the factions. These are when people aren't too happy with the way the government is ruling, and they are none too
Special
pleased,
project complete.
and they want to rebel or they demand something of you, and you need to make them happier or subdue them in some way. That'll come up later. This is about the void clouds that we just discovered.
Situation log updated.
And again, lastly here we have our government, or that's our empire tab, and this is our government tab. So this will give you the choice of government. You can change it for a certain amount of influence. You can't change it too often, I believe. It might be 10 years or something like that, maybe more between changes. You'll get to see what your leader can do. They get certain traits. These are your ethics, and these are your empire effects. Okay. Then your modifiers. Then next you have your budget. How much you produce, what your income is. What is that referring to? Okay, so monthly income versus expenses. It's not net income. There we go. Okay. And here are your expenses. This is referring to your energy credits, as we can see up here as well. And this just gives you more detailed and in a bigger screen, I suppose. And your economic effects about your government choices, your leader choices, such as that. Next up is your policies, which we'll get to shortly. I'm just going to queue up some more movements. Okay. And over here we have another good, a good mineral resource. 3 is also good. Very good. Okay, so your policies. This is basically
Anomaly found.
how your government is run. Again, we're going to research that anomaly. Yeah, unrestricted war, only defensive. You can pick a lot of different stuff. Your stance on slavery. You can only enslave aliens or something. Purging, basically killing off an entire population, entire pop. If you'd like. Most people do not appreciate purging. Most other empires. Your orbital bombardment, how much damage you will do to the ground when you bombard a planet during war. Migration, if you want your pops to go from one planet to another freely, or if you don't, you can force only the aliens in your empire to not be able to, or just no one can. This is forced resettlement. Basically, if you can take a pop and put them to another planet against their will. The voting rights, yeah, only the best. So this is about the, I assume the anomaly again. Okay, it's about the precursors actually. Interesting.
Situation log updated.
And then finally, you have the leadership. Who can be leaders? Only primary species, obviously. And your first contact protocol, whether you don't attack people or you do attack people as soon as you first see them. Down here you have your edicts. These can be good. They can you can spend your influence per month because you have 3 as your base, and you can do various things with it, such as give engineering an extra boost, but at the cost of society and physics. You can give all research a boost, but at the cost of your ethics divergence, so people may differ with your government, and that could cause factions. Or you can do the opposite and make people adhere to your will, but your research would be a little downplayed. Okay, so that's the edicts. I think I'm going to put on encourage free thought, just to give us a little boost to our research capabilities. And then lastly, your demographics will let you see the pop effects that your pops will get based off your government type, your traits, your ethics as well. And so, we get +5 and +5 for minerals and energy, which is great. So those are the basic resources you need to build everything. As well as influence, I suppose, but to a lesser extent. Okay, so and then we can check out various map modes. Here we have Empire map mode, which basically will show the distinctions between various empires. Or you can have the Diplomatic map mode, and it's on the
System
color
survey
base.
complete.
I'm not entirely certain what the color base is, however. I think green is good, and red is probably bad. Then next up, your opinion. So it's again color based. I'll have to look into this more about what these mean and the attitude. So in general, I'm just going to keep on Empire because that is what I've known for a while now. Then you have search. You can quickly go to the home system, and then multiplayer chat, we're in single player though, and help. So you can basically browse the Wikipedia page for it, or the Stellaris wiki, and your main menu, of course. As well, down here, you have, your first planet. Just give you your science ship and construction on your hotkeys. So yeah, that's good. And okay, I think that about covers the interface. I guess we can just talk about the rest of these things up here. This is your naval capacity, and this will basically tell you how many units worth of naval capacity you can have. So a corvette corresponds to 1, but say a battleship is 8. So that'll just tell you how many you can have, how many you do have, how many planets you can directly control, and how many you do directly control. Your strategic resources, which are resources that you have to research to be able to find, and they can be used for more powerful buildings than the basic buildings. And this is your research gained per month for engineering, society, and physics. So every month you will gain 5 here, plus 17% of that 5. So we get 5.85 per month. And, the more you get per month. That's great. And we could talk a little more about how dynamic that is, what will change, how much you'll need, and whatnot in a later episode. Again, influence minerals and energy credits. These are your basic things that you will spend to build things, or buy leaders with. And yeah, so that just about covers all the basics for this. You can again change your outlier to determine if you want military, civilian ships above military and whatnot. But I think that about covers it. So that'll be the end of this episode, and I will see you next time when we get a little deeper into expanding, building, and all that great stuff.